Good morning, everyone. I was in the middle of setting up my Christmas village, and I thought to myself, this is so painstaking. I might want to take a moment to give a brief tutorial to people so they don't feel so overwhelmed. I know a lot of people have beautiful villages that they love to set out. I had a friend who had like a 300 building village, and she spent months working on it. Most of us want to set our village out, have it look beautiful, and then continue on. Quickly, I just wanted to go over the first step that I do is to actually put books. There are books under here. Put books underneath the different houses, and this will elevate, so you feel like you're in this great knoll-y type of village. Some houses, some buildings sit higher than others. Again, you want this to feel magical. You want this to feel like a village that you would like to visit. Something I always think it's kind of Switzerland kind of feel. Anyway, so I put some buildings up on books. Some I put directly onto the bookshelf itself, but I just took a piece of fabric that lent itself nicely to the colors that I use. And again, anybody who watches me, these are kind of my jewel tone color scheme in my household. But once I placed all that, then I was able to hide all the cords. My socket's back there, and I was able to pull all the cords back behind this piece of material. And granted, it doesn't feel like a forest floor or even the floor of some village, but I think because of the pretty damask print and the golds and the cranberries, once I start adding this greenery, and all I did is I dismantled a garland so that I can have this greenery tucked behind the villages or the village buildings. And so I'm going to continue on, but I just wanted to give you an overview. I use this tree. It is a cheap little holiday tree, but it looks real enough that it's behind my pond, and therefore it hides the socket. And so now you see this village, and I tried to do a layout that seemed feasible for an actual village. But let me finish up, and then I'll show you some more steps as I go along. So the village is complete, and I wanted to take just a really slow overview of it for you. And basically, the only two things that several things I guess that I added was that foliage in the background that I had just done this corner earlier. But again, I just took apart a garland that I loved, but it had some berries and pine cones on it, which I was none too enamored of. And I love it because it looks like an overgrown forest in the background there, or so I think. And then I have these trees that have lights in them, although I'm just noticing that the lights on that particular tree went dead. And they have lights in these trees, and they are Christmas trees for the village. Oh, wrong tree. That's why there were no lights. And then finally, I sprinkled some snow that I had picked up from Walmart, and it is a very light and airy snow, so I was able to sprinkle it atop all of the Swiss village, which I told you I like to think of it in Switzerland. And I was able to sprinkle it atop the roofs, as well as across what is supposed to be the forest floor or the village floor. And like I told you, I'm really happy with this material because it worked nicely. The browns, the colors in it look as if the fall leaves have fallen, they have died, and we had our first snow come through. And so it gave it, I feel, a very realistic, as real as you can get in your bookcase village. So again, take some advice as far as make sure you elevate some of your buildings, put some greenery in the backdrop there, and sprinkle a little snow. Hopefully little hands won't get too much into it. I've been vacuuming all weekend. I had Thanksgiving here at my home, but it was fabulous, and they all love the village. So good luck to you and to decorating your own village. Happy holidays. Thanks again for watching Designs by Michelle.